Many times in life, we notice that another individual whom we care deeply about, a relative, a member of one's nuclear family, a close friend, a chavrissa, a person in the community is suffering. And he or she needs something. So if it's something we can physically provide for them, it's rather easy. You knock on the door and you say, here, I understand that you need this. This is for you. If you feel that the person is too proud to accept it from you, you may loan it to him. If you feel that he won't even accept a loan, then you go in a rather circuitous route and you see that someone else gives it to him anonymously, and you can sleep well at night knowing that you've helped the person that you care about. But sometimes in life, you come across a situation where your hands are tied and you can't possibly fix it. There's nothing that you can give. There's nothing that you can help. There's nothing you can possibly afford the individual to serve as a relief from what the person is suffering. And it's at this point that the Parsha of this coming Shabbos Kodesh of VaEra tells us that there is something that can be done. And effectively, it's a good word, or effectively, it's an approach to life with tears, letting the other individual know that Imcha anochi betzara, I feel your pain, and even though I can't change things, you should know that I sympathize, that I empathize, and I'm going through it with you. In narrating the lineage of Moshe and Aharon, who were chosen to extricate Klal Yisrael out of the land of Egypt, the Psukim state, says the Maaseh Hashem, Eila Roshei Beis Avosam. When we're presented with the lineage of the children of Reuven, we're told these are the heads of the homes of their forebears, of their forefathers. Bnei Reuven, the sons of Reuven. And then the pasuk next continues, Uvenei Shimon, and the sons of Shimon. But when we're presented with the lineage of Levi, the Psukim don't describe the Roshei Beis Avosam, the heads of the homes of their fathers, or the sons of Shimon, but rather Ve'ela Shmos B'nei Levi, the Soldosam. And these are the names of the children of the sons of Levi. And says the Maaseh Hashem, Levi looked with Ruach HaKodesh into the future, and he foresaw all that Klal Yisrael would be exposed to under the Egyptian whip, Nebuch under the Sivlos Mitzrayim, and the terrible 210 years of subjugation and servitude. And he was filled with tears, but he knew that he couldn't do anything. He couldn't change it. He couldn't alter that which would challenge them. So he turned around, and in naming his children, what did he name them? Gershom, Kahas, and Merari. Gershom from the lashon of ger, from the notion of being a stranger in a strange land, of not feeling at home, of being totally, effectively external to that which one is actually experiencing. And Kahas from the lashon of keha, Kahas meaning a fragileness, something that isn't sharp, something that isn't energized, something that is tired. And Merari from the lashon of morar, from the notion of merirus, of a bitterness. And he looked ahead and he saw what would befall the entire nation of Klal Yisrael. And he said, I can't change it, but I tearfully name my children, expressing how I feel about it and how I will feel seeing what a Chenuka Beis Yisrael will experience and what we'll have to go through. But he wanted them to understand that he would be with them and he would suffer with them and he would understand what they are actually going through. And indeed, says the Maaseh Hashem, maybe that's why the descendants of Levi lived in Mitzrayim, but didn't actually experience the Shibud itself. They were somewhat removed from the subjugation to which Klal Yisrael were subjugated and exposed. And the Moshiach and those who would ultimately serve as the Shluchei Makom, as the emissaries of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to take them out of the land of Egypt, would be none other than descendants of Levi, namely Aharon and Moshe, because they looked at what Klal Yisrael was going through, and they mournfully and tearfully looked at it and said, we feel your pain. We can't do anything about it, but we recognize what you're going through, and you should know that we're there for you. And indeed, says the Maaseh Hashem, the Navi Yeshaya, in describing ultimately the Geula that we daven so earnestly for, states, Simcha es Yishalayim v'gilu v'akolo havaha. Rejoice with Yishalayim and regale all those who love it. Sisu ita, rejoice with her. Masaos kolam esablim aleha. Rejoice with her. Onashir, without any expression or limitation. Who will rejoice with her ultimately? Kol hamis ablim aleha. All who felt her pain. All who mourned for her in her desolation. All who felt the terrible tsar and the terrible travails that Yerushalayim experienced. In life at times, there's nothing that we can change for another individual. We can't change what they're going through. We can't give them something and equip them with something tangible and physical to lessen their pain and to lessen what they are experiencing. But we could show them that we are tearfully involved with them and by their side. And when we do that, indeed, Soras Rabam Chasi Nachama, when we do that, they feel that they're not alone. And when they don't feel alone, there is such great comfort and such Nachama afforded them. Such an important lesson in life that we need to take for ourselves as we look around at Klal Yisrael, as we look at times to our relatives and our families, and we can change the Metzias to reality, but we can be there for them. And in being there for them, we change their entire experience. Have a wonderful Shabbos.